Very good, Colonel Commandant. I think that's really good because everything has been so well orchestrated. Imtiaz Jamia from Jamia Media on its 103rd Foundation Day is the crown. And I'm really, really, very grateful for all of you to make this happen. It makes me very humble and very emotional. And to think of the growth of Jamia Media, and today it's 103rd Foundation Day, and every year Foundation Day comes as a reminder of the long and difficult journey it has had from a very humble beginning at Karolbagh and has now become one of the country's leading multidisciplinary universities, as the Vice Chancellor was explaining. As you know, as Vice Chancellor told you, we have a family connection. My husband's family, my husband's great-grandmother gave that land, and then subsequently it was named after my husband. This wonderful cricket ground. All the cricketers say that it's a wonderful, wonderful communication center with wonderful people, and it's very thriving and very, and I've learned from it, and I think I've been able to help them also. And I would like to really continue with that because with so many people that institution has produced, Shahrukh Khan being one of them. So I think I send great heights of academic excellence, a fact testified, as again the Vice Chancellor has pointed out, JAMIA ranking in NAC, NIRF, and the Times Higher Education, amongst others. So that is again wonderful. But what I really would like to share with you today, while all of you are here, and so much has been said on that screen and everything, my journey hasn't been that smooth. When I acted at the age of 13, there is always that time lapse. When I started working, I was 13. When the film was released, I was 14. So there's always Wikipedia, and everybody gets very confused when I really started. I would say I started when I faced the camera. That would be age 13. And when I did that, I had tremendous opposition from my principal. I was studying in a Bengali medium school, diocesan, and Miss Das felt I would be a very bad influence on the other children because films were really looked down upon. Even if you were working with somebody as distinguished as Shrutadip Rai, who was internationally acclaimed at that stage, but it was frowned upon. Nobody from good families worked in films. I'm sure some of the stigma remains even now. So she asked me to leave the school or work in films. I really didn't have a choice because my father said yes, she's going to work in films. Because at the age of 13, I really didn't have a voice. So he decided for me. So I had to go from this Bengali medium school to an English medium school overnight at the age of 13, which is not really young, you're not a baby anymore. And I had to adjust because I wasn't a professional actor at that stage. I worked in Opushansha, and then I went back to studies. In the next year's some holiday or the other, I worked in Delhi, went back to studies, and then when I finally finished my higher secondary, then I started working professionally, and another saga happens then. So adjusting in an English medium at the age of 13 was nothing short of humiliating, really, because Mother John Baptist, who was my teacher, made me talk in English, forced me to talk English when I wanted to hide somewhere. She would engage me in conversation. In class full of people, I was singled out and I had to say what happened, what did I do in the weekend. And I would say wonderful. She said, no, wonderful, lovely is not allowed. You have to speak in sentence. I hated her. absolutely hated her. But by the end of the year, I had caught up with the class. So what a wonderful teacher can do to you in all the subjects that she taught, history, health science as we called it then, and something else, biology, yes, health science. So, I mean, both became my favorite subjects. Dr. Sareen is here, but sometimes I have a tendency to talk to the doctor about medicine, and because I'm so interested in that subject. So, and this time when I went to Kolkata, because I said talk at every forum about Mother John Baptist, but I don't know where her grave is. So when I went to Kolkata this time, I went to Sharda, found out where she was buried and paid my respects. Because I mean, what a change she made in me. And I'm trying to say nothing is impossible. At the age of 13, I managed to, without knowing a word of English, I wrote something in Bengali on a windy day, and my mother translated it for me in English. So from then to now, it is possible. And when a journalist asked me that, your college is something, he mentioned, I said I've never been to college, and he was kind of shocked. Again, I joined Loreto College because I did very well in university, and I wanted to do history honors, but I wasn't encouraged. They kept saying, why don't you do history, past course, because I was already working professionally. They said it's not possible. I said, let me, at least give me 1 year, and then I will, whether I pass or not, and take your decision on that. But Mother Ancilla was absolutely rigid, and every day we would have this conversation. And finally, I just threw my books at her. My mother was appalled. They said, there are 2 other sisters after you. They won't get admission in Loreto. But anyway, I just walked out. And it was an impetuous decision, and I didn't know where I was going. I mean, I was just started working. I didn't know whether I was going to be successful or not. But I did. And maybe, I was helped, and I am where I am today. But I'm saying that sometimes the decisions come at like you get something and you lose something. And you have to make those on-the-spot decisions sometimes. And you really have to follow your heart and follow your dreams. And nothing is impossible, and no door is ever shut on your face. Because I told Mother Ancilla, in fact I challenged her. I said, 30 years from now, I'll see which of your students can talk about history as much as I can. It was kind of an open challenge. But if you're interested in education, you're not just confined in a building. You find your mentors anywhere. You find them, actually sometimes there are people, but it could be books, it could be cinema, it could be a sunset, it could be whatever. But you're learning all the time. And I firmly believe that education, even for me, I mean, getting used to all your IT things that you can do so easily. And for me, it's so difficult. But one needs to get on with life and keep at par. Because I learned, when I saw my granddaughter doing something, I said, I have to do that because I have to be, she has to respect me. So, education continues, and that's the only thing that can make you young and keep you young and relevant. Without education, I'm afraid we really can't go far ahead. So, that's what I want to really share with you. But also I want to say that this kind of scholarship that you have, this kind of a focused scholarship, I perhaps am widely read, wildly read, but not this kind of a focused scholarship that you're having in this wonderful institution is really I'm envious of, because I never had that opportunity. But I congratulate you that you have. And from the beginning, I saw the spirit. The spirit was, it started with your